All right, take two. So let's how we break down NASDAQ. So first, we go on the higher time frame, and then we scale down to the lower time frame. So what we look for, basically look for the trend. We get a directional buyer. So right here, so now on the 4 hour, as you can see, we have resistance and we have support. Right. So we have resistance right here, so and we have support under here, so. So as we go up on the lower time frame, we will start polish it up, right? We'll start polish it up. All right. And we could scale down. We take time adjust the zones as we go down to the entry time frame, which is the 5 minute. All right. All right. So currently we're range, right? And the length of the zone here sizably big enough where we can get trades. We can find trade in it, 96 ticks, right? And these are NASDAQ futures, MNQ, micro NASDAQ futures to be exact. All right, so we're scale down. All right, 30 minutes. And as we scale down, we are adjust with zone, so I fix up with zone. Right. So that's our resistance. I will fix up the support. All right. And as you realize how wide the zone is, it's tradable. All right, down to the 15 minutes now. I'm gonna typically look for supply and demand on higher time frame. Now we look for supply and demand on the entry time frame. All right, so now we're down to the 5 minutes, right? And we have higher time frame resistance, higher time frame support. All right, so now we have a look for other support internally and resistance internally. Right, so find support under here, so on the 5 minutes. Now we should I do this from morning so we can show now when we execute live, but another day. All right, so we have resistance and we have support. Right, so resistance there top, support there below. Right, just adjust this a little bit. Now, down on the time frame now, the 5 minutes. This is how we start looking with entry. So basically, to get an idea of what the trend is on the 5 minutes, as you can see, we're a range. We're not a big giant range, right? Market condition right now is not ideal. Not ideal. Even though there's one trade where you want to see a clear trend. You don't want to see equal highs and equal lows. That's basically the definition of a ranging market or a consolidation market, right? But that is just a little idea of how we mark up my chart, right? Top down analysis until we reach down to the 5 minutes, then we start look for a zone, right? All right, so let me see if we can find the trade when we take earlier today. All right, 1 second. All right, so me take one NQ or MNQ supply setup today. All right, so I'm gonna see if we can identify what we did I see. If we can find it back. All right, just 10. Trade that was earlier. All right, so I believe this was the setup, right? we have supply right here, so supply right here, so right, and we breaker structure under here, so like that. All right. So at the time, zoom in this so you can show better on Instagram. So at the time when supply farm right here, so right, we did a trend down, right? So you look for supply in a downtrend, demand in an uptrend. All right, so basically now we wait on price we push up and top with zone, right? So the supply here was from early this morning, before pre-New York. So then we come down here, so now I will find resistance, as you can see. We have plenty of resistance. At the time, we have resistance right here, so change that to black. Right, at the time we have resistance right here, so we'll find resistance. So then we start push up, right? And what we that hope for? We that hope for price coming on top with zone and reject, so we can get in an entry, right? So now price continue up, right? It's a pre-New York from I guess from 8 o'clock all the way up to 9:30, right? It is kind of skeptical about this because of the distance, the length of the zone, not the zone, but the length from which we are priced there up towards the zone, right? And as you can see, basically 97 ticks. That's a monster. So anyway, we eventually reach up. So at 9:30 we get the top on the candle here. Right, we get the top. And we reject. Right, we're not close inside of the zone. So that is a good thing. Right? And at the same time, we start from resistance right here, so right. So now we reject the zone 9:30. Right? First we have the rejection wick, which is a good thing, and then we close bearish because we have to sell. Ideally, you want your candle to close bearish, right? And then we close below the 13 MA and also the 50. Right, so now what we are looking for? Right now we are looking for entry. Right, so entry, we not bar replay just yet, so bear with me. Entry would be upon the 9:35 candle. Right, after the 9:30 candle close, we push down or we break the wick at the 9:30 candle. Right, so my entry would be something like this. Right, and because the outer zone big, right, let me can see this better. All right. I'm entry would be upon the 9:35 candle. And because the outer zone big, we never have no choice. We have to put my stop loss above the 9:35 wick. Right? And typically we aim for 1-to-1. Typically we aim for 1-to-1. Alright? And as what you can see, we hit a 1-to-1 neatly. We hit a 1-to-1. Right? So we hit a 1-to-1 in a one candle, the 9:35 candle. Slide drop down, come in, slap with TP1. Right? And how far down we go? We're going to 1-to-2. Right? So 1-to-2. So we smack 1-to-2 right there, so before we reverse. Right? So that's how I break down my chart, how I look for my setup, how I identify my zone, and the confluences I look for. Right? So if you want to know more, just follow the link in my description. I said that right. Follow the link in my bio. Right? join the community and just make we grow together. Catch banger setup like this every day. So bless up.